YouTube? If you grew up blowing into cartridges, you are in the right place. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
Carl, how the heck are you, my man?
What up, Michael B? I'm doing fantastic, brother. How are you?
I am good, and unfortunately, again this week, we are without P-Dubs. We are without Nostalgia. I know a lot of people have been asking, questions about Nostalgia. It's a bit of a personal matter, but we can finally shed some light on what's going on with Nostalgia. Nostalgia currently is in Australia. He's doing a press tour. You may have seen him make some headlines recently, so I just want to share this with you now. Just know Nostalgia's doing well and coming to terms with his reality. So here we go. Nostalgia's doing a tour talking about his condition, the surgery he's currently undertaking, and we're hoping Nostalgia feels better soon and is ready and willing to live the life he's able to live. So, Carl, warm wishes out to Nostalgia, and thankfully he's finally, living up to his reality, right?
I'm not saying anything. Didn't we say you're not going to fix anything? You're an asshole.
Anyways, guys, we got some guests joining us tonight. Unfortunately, we spent our entire budget last week to get Glenn and Moat, so we had to go with some much cheaper options tonight. But we think that even though they didn't cost as much, they're still going to bring great value. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Chaotic BPR and the Game Menace. It's Game Menace, right, Brooklyn?
It's gaming. Mike, it's written right there.
No, that says Game Menace. Now say it 3 times fast.
No, it says gaming. No, that's why I didn't go with game. See, I'm not even going to say it. But I guess I'm going to take the place of Nostalgia since I also have the world's smallest penis. So, Chaotic, you're P-Dubs tonight.
Fantastic.
And Mike, as I told you earlier, I am only giving it 7% effort tonight.
That's
due
fine.
to your poll.
Due to my poll.
Yeah, I only got 7% of the vote.
Man, that was a rough poll, man. Everybody wanted to put in their own people, but Chaotic was happy. Chaotic, you said at one point you got 6 votes. You were pretty happy with that.
Hey, 6 people wanted to see me. I'm all right.
Dude, well, Chaotic, I was ready to quit YouTube. I think Mike did that on purpose. What
the hell?
He amps us up that we're going to be on the show, and then he just tears us down.
Hey, I was like, if I get 4th place or 5th place, I'm not coming on.
Oh man, this is such bullshit. You can't even do something nice, and people are all like,
Mike, 93% of your crowd is upset that I'm here.
No,
that's hurtful.
That's not true. That's not true, Brooklyn. Give it up. 93% is not.
You guys are welcome with or without a poll. So
yeah, 100%. Well, anyways, great job, everybody. Thanks for upsetting Brooklyn. We won't get a puppet show tonight, I guess.
No.
20% will we get a puppet show?
One stupid thing on a show, and now they want me to do it every week.
That's how it works.
We're expecting pickles.
Oh my God! No pickles, no totes, none of that stuff.
I don't know who you are now.
So I heard Chaotic, you might be looking for a new show now since Arcades Anonymous absolutely ruined their YouTube careers by talking about the Intellivision for 2 hours the other night.
I've heard we got a lot of free agents after that show.
The Intellivision was revolutionary when it came out. What are you guys talking about?
2 hours on the Intellivision Sprint. What were you thinking?
Hey, I learned a couple of things. I'll give them that.
Tell the truth. It was all stock jock, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. He never gives it up about the Intellivision. Anyways, we've got Gaming Menace here. I'm going to be serious for a minute. Brooklyn just recently changed his name to be more reflective of what he does. Brooklyn, you are always gaming. Like I'll get a Q 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Gaming Menace is currently streaming Hades 2, and I'm like, Brooklyn, do you ever sleep? Like, how do you do it, man?
You know what? It's weird. I start off at like midnight with 2 people watching, and sometimes like it's weird. I must be big overseas because like by like 4 in the morning I had almost 100 people watching me play.
You're like 19K Fox without the promotions. Very big in Indonesia. And yeah. Brian, you are now on every single night of the week. That's correct, right?
Pretty much.
So Tuesdays you're on That Gaming Show with Rascal. Wednesdays Arcades Anonymous, and when At Games does something, you and 6, I refuse to call them half a dozen, 6 are on Yo Retro. Man, you're busy. You're busy. Yeah. One of the most live people on YouTube, and you just recently did a X Arcade haptics install video as well.
That's correct. A lot of fun, man. It looks daunting when you first open the package. You see all the baggies and everything separated, but getting through the install, it's like plug in 4 wires, screw in like 18 total screws, and you're done.
I'm just happy it wasn't like Gamer Fridge's installation video. I don't know what was going on there.
Hey, guy was excited. I'll give him that.
Anyways, Carl, how the heck are you tonight, man?
Oh man, fantastic! Glad the weekend is here. This was a crazy week at work and on my channel. So it was a wild week. So.
Yeah, Carl became the most viral member of the Super Game Room dudes this past week. His channel naturally grew from, you were just about to hit 6,000 subs, Carl. You made it all the way to, what is it? What's the final count? 11,000 last I looked.
11,600, I believe.
That's
Jeez, bro.
wild, man. Like almost 7,000 subs in a week. Like, holy God.
He's got me making shorts, but it's not working for me. I'm losing subs.
I hate making shorts.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't my video. I posted a video I thought was very interesting. It was Pac-Man, live Pac-Man maze, where you get to be Pac-Man and go through the maze in Singapore. And apparently, that was the next internet sensation. It got like over 18 million views on the video within a few days. Before the owner said, hey, copyright strike. Again, I didn't expect it, so it was wild. So it was very interesting. So I finally got my 6,000 subscribers, which happened just before that. And I'll be giving away the Zotar machine immediately after the Super Game Room Dudes show tonight. I'll do one of these subscriber comment, spin the wheel thing, whatever, and give it away. So I can probably get this thing in the mail. So I'm excited about that.
So you got copyright strike. Why don't the person just take the monetization and leave your video up?
Yeah, that's what I asked him. It's like, oh, I tried to contact you in the comments. I'm like, it was like 250,000 comments.
Yeah.
I saw your comments.
And I can tell you, Carl doesn't do well with that. Like, we're in group chats with Carl for this show, and Carl will openly tell me, I just turn it off most of the week. Like, I can't be listening to you. You fellas talk too much. So I can't imagine what you were like with all those comments coming in.
Yeah, but you guys are coming to the tip of the iceberg, and I'm gone. Tip of the iceberg. So, it was crazy. It was pretty thrilling because I'm like, you wake up, it's like another 2 million, another 2 million.
Yeah.
So that was wild. So never been a part of anything mega viral like that, you call it. So that was fun. So it started the week off pretty exciting, and I got a lot of I doubled my subscriber base from it. So everybody seems to be happy. All the videos are doing great. So
It's really awesome.
Time to bring back the Palm Pilots. It's your time, Carl. Carl, a lot of people in the chat are mentioning they're having trouble hearing you. Any chance you still got that headset around anywhere?
No, I even tried plugging it in, and that's not doing anything. So I'll try to plug it in and see if it does anything.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Carl has a mic that P-Dubs gave him, Blue Yeti. P-Dubs gave him a couple of years ago. Carl's mic is currently out. We can't figure out what's going on. So he's been trying to fix that since we started. So sorry about that, guys. Let's see if this works.
Let's see if I can switch this.
Look, when you get a video with millions of views, you can just come on the show however you want. No mic, no camera.
I have my filter.
I had one once that I put up. It was like we were playing Mario Golf.
Yeah.
And my friend's daughter hit the ball. She tried to screw up my shot, and her ball hit my ball and knocked mine in for a birdie. So we had never seen anything like that happen. And I just made a quick short of it. And it was like, all of a sudden I was looking at it. It was getting like 100 views a second. You know, and then it just stalled out at around 3,000.
Carl, we can't hear you because you're muted, buddy.
Yes, Randy, your daughter.
Say something now, buddy. Nothing. Nada. But you're still muted. Turn off the muted.
Yeah, he's muted. That's why.
You're muted. Turn off your mute.
There you go. Nope. Still nothing.
No.
It hates him.
What does your microphone say when you click on the microphone tab?
You're not going to be able to hear him say it anyway.
There he is.
He's going to try to get it fixed.
Here
we'll
we
go
are,
on
the three
until
of
Carl
us.
can go back.
The
Man, I'm
super
so
tech support dudes.
I'm so glad I invited two people onto the show. Anyways, guys, let's get started while we wait for Carl to come back in. I wanted to start off with some easy stuff. This has been a pretty slow week in the world of home arcade. Not a lot of news, which is disappointing, but not unexpected. I mean, really, CES and the CES announcements were led by Arcade 1-Up. They've been doing it now for the last like 6-7 years, but really since 2024 they've had no real presence at CES, so it's not really something to be expected, and we don't know what Basic Fun is. They seem more tied to Toy Fair, so they haven't done much, but there has been some fun news in the world of consoles. So let's start it off tonight with a little bit of console chatter. I never made any of those. P-Dubs made all those. I'm not going to take blame for any of that shit, any of that stuff. So anyways, we've got console chatter. We'll start it off. I realize I did not do the shout-outs. We'll do the shout-outs halfway through the show because I'm a little bit distracted. So the first one I want to bring up is actually a game I just finished the demo for this week. I'm a huge fan of this series. I don't know if anybody else is. I think Chaotic, you might be as well. Brooklyn, I don't know about you, but I think you like RPGs as well.
I do.
So just let me share the screen here now, guys. And I know P-Dubs is going to get mad, but he can suck a dick because I didn't have time to switch everything around. But yeah, so we've got, oh my God. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo came out this past week. Either of you guys have a chance to check it out?
I haven't, but I've watched videos of people playing it and everything. It looks amazing. I did watch a guy that explained the differences between the Switch 1, Switch 2. Switch 1, of course, is lower res, but it still plays fantastic, even at 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second with the Switch 2.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of game, like this is the kind of game that I don't mind playing on the Switch 2. Usually I would go out of my way to get it on PlayStation because most of the stuff is designed specifically for PlayStation or Xbox, and then they dumb it down to work on these other systems. But this is one you can get away with. It still looks beautiful. I played it through on the Switch 2 and loved it. I actually own this. I got this launch day on the PlayStation 1. And did not ever play it that much just because, I was 19, 20 at the time. There were a ton of RPGs out on the PlayStation, and I was 19, 20, so playing RPGs wasn't the first thing on my mind. Let's just say that. Brooklyn, what about you? You a Dragon Quest guy at all?
Yeah, I love it, but because I stream my games, it gets a little crazy. Like when I get into a game and then it's like 3 weeks later and I'm still on the same one. Because I kind of have a rule: once I put a game in any particular console, I don't take it out until I beat it, and that's been the thing with Hades too. Like I'm like 63 runs in, and
Yeah.
that game is still going.
And Dragon Quest is a slog too. Like you're talking 100-hour games, especially when you get up. I've got a friend that didn't even finish this, was close to finishing Dragon Quest 7 back on the PlayStation 1. He had 120 plus hours in on it. And, every later Dragon Quest game I ever beat, Dragon Quest 11, Dragon Quest 8, 100 plus hours on each one. So I expect the same of this one. I don't expect any deviation. I got through Dragon Quest 3 in like 80 hours. I felt pretty good about that, and 35 hours for Dragon Quest 1. But yeah, I think this would be a tough one for you to stream, Brooklyn.
Yeah, Squaresoft sent me like their most recent remaster, and I guess it's past the point of where I can now play it because the physical came out.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not gonna play that entire thing, you know. Like I'll be on that for 100 hours.
Yeah, I don't know how these guys do it. Like the guys that actually review these RPGs, because I know you get them like a week, 2 weeks in advance. There's no way I'm playing through like a 60, 70-hour RPG in 2 weeks before in time to do a review. That's nuts. But that might be their life, right? They might not have kids or all this other extra stuff.
What I missed.
Carl, you're back. You sound fantastic.
This is crazy. Okay. It's like I don't do this for a living.
I know, right? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Rotundo's here. Good to see you, my man. We were trying to get your attention during Arcades Anonymous the other night to get out of there. We were trying to send you smoke signals and television. Boot.
I wish I would have been there. I would have talked for 3 hours with him.
Oh, goddamn television.
Carl,
Carl,
they're doing ColecoVision next week.
Yep.
No, actually, I like ColecoVision.
Yeah,
ColecoVision had
Me
the at the time had the best version of Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, yep.
And I owned a ColecoVision. I
Correct.
got experience with that. So yeah.
Yeah, and television was my second ever console. I think I traded a friend. I think it was my Atari actually, and a bunch
Yeah.
of cartridges for the Intellivision.
The Intellivision basketball was sweet because you could finally throw the ball like different directions diagonally. You know, that was just stick figures running, but that was pretty revolutionary.
My God, guys, Arcades Anonymous already got canceled. Stop trying to bring up the Intellivision, okay? This is the show killer. Carl, we were just talking about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. The demo came out this past week for all consoles. You ever been a Dragon Quest guy? You play the role-playing games?
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's what I thought. I'd talk about that while you weren't there. A little bit of other news. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but a lot of people are talking about it now. It looks like there's going to be remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. There's apparently a timer countdown clock that's going along with the season 2 of Fallout, and a lot of people think we're going to get very similar remasters to what they did with Oblivion, which would be amazing because I love that Oblivion remaster of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Either you guys play either of those games?
I have the physical sitting here. I haven't opened it yet. They put the physical out for the PS5 for a limited time.
Are you talking about Oblivion?
Oblivion remaster.
Yeah. What about Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, Brooklyn? You play either of those back in the day?
I have the originals.
Brian, were you a Fallout guy?
See, like I played Fallout 3 and 4 for like a couple hours, and I really couldn't get into it as much as like Skyrim. Like I'm more of the Skyrim type of guy, you know, with the fantasy RPGs, wizards, knights, stuff like that. So like world apocalyptic type games like that, I could get into it.
Yeah, I played the original one shortly. I'm the same way. I started playing it. I love the characters, but I just couldn't get into the gameplay. Any of those games where you have to craft stuff, I think Skyrim was like that, and there was a different one I was trying to play when you're on the island. Those games just, I don't want to craft nothing. Just give me the weapon as it is, and I'll use it. But I got to go find all the herbs and, make stuff. It was too different for me.
I remember watching, it was a time where I used to come home and I'd watch G4 Tech TV when I got home. And it was right around E3 when Fallout 3 was first announced. And I never played a Fallout game before, but all the hype for it got me. I got it on PlayStation 3 at the time, and I played the shit out of it. Bought Fallout 4 for PlayStation 4. And New Vegas, I played on Xbox 360. Now, this was mostly an Xbox game. That's why I'm surprised, Brian. You never got into them. The Xbox guys were crazy about Fallout.
Yeah, I mean, like the older I've gotten, the more like patience for stuff like games like that I got into. So I think I could probably get more into it now, especially after watching the show too. It also brings in more like want and like desire to play it. So I think I could actually sit down and actually really enjoy, especially New Vegas, because I know New Vegas is a lot of people's favorites of all time.
Yeah, it's made by the same team that does the Outer Worlds game. That studio left after New Vegas. And then they did Outer Worlds. That's Obsidian, I believe it is.
Yes, Obsidian.
And, and here's the funny thing. They're all owned by Microsoft now, so they have to work with Bethesda anyways. Right? So funny.
Back to Fallout.
Damn it. Back to Fallout, jerks. Anyways, I'm pretty excited about that. I also think they're going to be tied in. There's a 25 years of Xbox big presentation, Xbox showcase coming up sometime this month. And there's some rumors also we're going to get an updated look at the new Fable game where, man, it's been eons since I played a Fable game. So I'm really, really excited about that. And also, what's the other one? Forza Horizon 6. And I'm a absolute whore for Forza. Like I remember when I first got the Xbox ROG Ally X, I remember telling Meatball Saucy for my birthday I was going to treat myself and delete my Forza Horizon 5 save file so I could start all over again. And I'm finally at the point where I'm past where I originally was. Now I just play the shit out of it. So I'm very excited to see new Forza. So that's going to be interesting at the end of the month.
Fantastic.
Nice. I like Forza. I never got into it, the missions of it. I just like driving it. I've always wanted to get one of the driving rigs, either for the PC. I almost got one over Christmas. They had one at Best Buy because I went into Best Buy to get my daughter an electric starter, and I had they have to install it. So I was there like for 2 hours, and I kept looking at it. It was like $200. I think it was missing the stick shift or something it didn't have with it, but I almost got it. Any of you guys have a driving rig?
No, but Carl, if you have a PS5, if you get a driving rig and a PSVR 2 with Gran Turismo, you'll never leave your house.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
that's all you need.
Even without the driving rig, just the controller and the PSVR 2 headset, like Gran Turismo is just so good. So good. Oh. Check it out, man.
So
I have to have my brother get that because he has that combination you guys are talking about.
So I picked up the driving rig, a driving rig off of Amazon with the Logitech G920. I got the shifter, the pedals, and the metal rack to put it on.
Okay.
I played a couple hours of Wreckfest and a couple hours of Forza Horizon 5. I was like, either this is too realistic or I suck at driving cars at high speeds. Uninstalled everything and just have it like stacked into the corner. I was like, I'll come back to it later. This thing pisses me off.
That sounds like me in Mario Kart.
Yeah. Because I picked up the controller and I was like, see, I can steer fine. As soon as I grab the steering wheel and hit the pedal, I'm just going and doing donuts, doing the circles. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Really quickly, guys, we got a $10 super chat from Brian. I think you know this guy, Stock Jock. I'm not familiar with him personally.
That is your television killer right there.
Well, I have to read this. Because it's
go ahead, Carl.
Talking about you, Mike. It says, "Geez, first Mike hates my Duck Hunt pick. Now he's trashing the greatest console of all time, and television rules, and in television forever." I agree with you, Stock Jock. Thanks for the $10 super chat.
Oh,
It's
Stock
not
Jock.
the greatest console of all time.
How can you hate Duck Hunt? It's classic.
I don't hate Duck Hunt. I just wouldn't say that it was in the top 5 Nintendo games of all time.
It was in the top 5 when it was out.
when it first came out, and there was only like 21 games.
I was playing Duck Hunt the other
Glenn's
day.
here.
Hey, Glenn.
I did have a driving rig. I actually had this company send me one. I can't remember the name of the company now. I did a video on it, and I was so friggin' excited too. There was a Steam sale at the time. I went and bought a ton of driving games for Steam because this thing was set up to be like a PC steering wheel. And the friggin' thing broke like in the middle of me doing my video and testing for it. So I ended up with like $70 worth of driving games that now I don't play because I don't have a driving rig set up. And every time I look at them, I'm like, fuck you, that company.
Did it have a weight limit? What do you mean it broke?
No, it just stopped working. Like,
okay. I thought you gotten it and the thing fell apart.
What did you think it was? A full car, like a racing car bed?
I thought you got a racing rig.
The thing just fell apart. I felt terrible too because I hate doing that to companies, but also I'm not the kind of person to like email them and do stuff. I just do stuff how it is when I take it out of the box. That's how I review it. A lot of people don't like it, but
maybe you suck at driving as well. Maybe you kept crashing the rig, and now that's how I got damaged.
No. It just stopped working like completely, Carl. The racing wheel like wouldn't pick up with the directions. It got all fucked up. Yeah.
That's like that time I bought that light gun from Amazon with the zombies thing. That thing was so horrible. You had to have this box that was so many feet from you, and that thing was such a horrible experience. You know, it wasn't a review thing, but I sent that thing back so quick. It's bad.
I didn't mean it in a hurtful way.
I'll have you know, I lost some weight over Christmas. Now, it's not from eating well or exercising. I had a terrible cold, but I've lost some weight, Brooklyn. I've probably put it back on the last couple of days. We had a lot of takeout, so I'm not gonna lie. No. I didn't take it that he meant it that way. Don't worry about it. But I did want to talk about something else. This is another Nintendo Switch piece of news. For some reason, Nintendo US didn't talk about it, but a very expensive console game is now available through Nintendo Switch Online. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This is a very expensive console game for collectors to pick up. I've never been a big Fire Emblem guy. Either you guys ever play any of these strategy RPGs like this?
I bought the one where you have the rings. I forget the name of it. Fire Emblem. It's on Switch, but that's my first ever Fire Emblem game, and I got into it. You know, I was like, okay, yeah, I like strategy like this. And it made me want to maybe eventually try Final Fantasy Tactics because, you know, it's very similar, you know, where you strategically place yourself on the battlefield. But, you know, I was getting kind of into it. I just didn't really like the whole anime characters and their expressions and stuff like that. Like, it kind of bothered me after a while.
I have always struggled with these strategy RPGs. I finally beat Shining Force last year. I think it was last year. Finally beat Shining Force last year, and that was a huge moment for me because I've been playing it since I was a kid. I bought Fire Emblem 3 Houses for Switch and tried to get into Fire Emblem, but just didn't take, and I've owned multiple copies of Final Fantasy Tactics. I just bought the Ivalice Chronicles. Well, I got it as a Christmas gift from my brother. Got that over Christmas, so I'm going to give that a try again, but I'm happy because I love when stuff like this happens because honestly, you know, the reseller market for console games, one of the big reasons I got out of it, just stuff is people are charging wacky amounts of money. I had an opportunity to buy this at a thrift store when my wife was in law school for $4, and people are charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars now for this GameCube cart and like GameCube disc, and I just can't get it. But I'm glad people don't have to get hosed now to actually play a legitimate copy of this.
What's your favorite style of RPG? Do you like turn-based or do you like when you're actually running around and fighting?
I like turn-based. I will always be like a turn-based sucker, like original Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, shit like that makes me happy. But I do like some action RPG. Like I'm a big fan of like the Tales series to an extent. Like after Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2 and all that stuff, I started to get a little irritated. But like I've played Tales of Symphonia twice. I've played Tales of, what was the one that was for the Xbox 360? I can't remember the name of it, but I played that 3 times. So huge fan of those Tales games, but still turn-based is where I'm to. it breaks my heart that we don't have Final Fantasy turn-based anymore. I think that's the biggest travesty in the world.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I went back and bought all the Octopath Travelers. So I was like, thank God, turn-based is back and it's here for these like old-style games, even though it's a brand new game. But
yeah, thank you, Jason. Tales of Vesperia. Tales of Vesperia. I fell in love with the 360 because we went from a period where it was PlayStation was the place to have your RPGs, Super Nintendo before that, PlayStation 2. And then when we hit that era, Xbox 360 became like the big place for RPGs and action RPGs. So Tales of Vesperia was a first-party Xbox 360 title. They had all kinds of other games like Infinite Undiscovery, Lost Odyssey was an Xbox place. Xbox 360 was that generation's RPG home, and I don't know, now it's all over the place.
I still have my Tales from Symphonia on GameCube. If I remember right, back then it was like 4 discs in there. Like you'd have to switch them out.
Was it? I'm trying to remember now. I can't remember. There were multiple games that had multiple discs on the. I can't remember if Tales of Symphonia had multiple discs or not. That's a while back since I played it on there.
One of my favorite PlayStation 1 RPGs was Wild Arms.
Oh, I love Wild Arms.
Wild Arms is so cool.
It breaks my heart. I have access to Wild Arms 1 multiple ways with the PlayStation Classic, and I also have it on my PlayStation 5 through PS Plus. Wild Arms 2, and I bought the Wild Arms 3. I beat Wild Arms 4, which was great. I'll never go back and play that again, but there's no way to play Wild Arms 5 anywhere outside of emulation. So love to see some kind of remaster or collection of those put together.
Oh, a collection would be dope.
They keep talking about Parasite Eve remake. Every time they bring up like Resident Evil and like Dino Crisis remakes, they always say, I want to see a Parasite Eve remake. Parasite Eve was a great game. That was one. I bought it when it first came out because it had a demo disc that actually showed you some of Final Fantasy VIII early, and I had trouble getting into it. Finally beat it in my late 30s.
Yeah. Parasite Eve was cool. Brooklyn, you recently played a PlayStation 1 style game that recently came out that's a lot like Resident Evil style PlayStation 1 as well as Parasite Eve. What was the name of that again?
That was the one in the haunted theme park, right?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, what the hell was the name of it? Chaotic.
I watched you play it for hours, man.
I know. You would think I would remember the name. It's Crow Country. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's it. Okay.
And it was really good story. It looked like an old school PS1 game. It was all grainy, and I loved every minute of it. Lots of puzzles, and the story was really good.
Yeah.
So one last piece of console chatter I did want to talk about. This is a story that's been going around all over the internet the last little while. A Czech retailer apparently has leaked prices for the upcoming Steam machine. And Brian, I know you're fed up with Xbox after their recent, price increases and stuff like that. I know you're leaning into the Steam machine idea. I think Gallagher guy is as well. What do you think when you see these prices? This is pretty much on par with where I thought it was going to be. I know James is saying this doesn't pass the sniff test for him. And I think the price point is going to be right there with the ROG Xbox Ally X. That's where the price point's going to be. Yeah. But James thinks it's going to be cheaper. He's like, oh, it doesn't even have a screen. But as far as I can tell, I think you're looking at between $1,000 and $1,100 for the Steam machine for the big version. I think the smaller version's a little bit off, like $512 for, what is it? $120 less. Nah, I think it's going to be, bigger price difference there.
No, considering like storage and RAM prices are like jumping through the roof right now, I would imagine that 512 will probably be like $799, and then like the 2 terabyte be $1,000. But yeah, I'm still leaning towards this. I actually predicted that price would be about that anyway. Rather, RAM increased prices and stuff like that's going up through the roof anyway. Because it's 4 times as strong, so like 4 times as powerful as the regular Steam Deck, right?
Yeah. Well, the regular Steam Deck is not strong. I will tell you that.
Right. I seriously, I just looked at those prices. I really hope that that's wrong. I'm hoping for like $499 for the base
Oh,
model.
no, we're not
Yeah,
getting
I
anywhere
know
near
that.
that.
I know the whole thing with memory and stuff is up now, but that's a bit too steep for that.
Well, I got a feeling that we're long past the days of being able to buy consoles for $500-600. I think that time is past. I think everything going forward is going to be $1,000 or more, which sucks. I don't want it to be that way, but I don't know. The way they explain the Steam machine, like if you go back to Linus Tech Tips when he originally announced this, he said this is essentially a computer. Like, and
Right.
people could replace, desktop computers with this. So they have to protect themselves price wise against people going out and just buying a bunch of Steam machines to, load up a business with desktop computers. So that's why they're not going to do the big, price cuts, or I forget what the business term for it is a loss leader on the console, because they'll make their money back on software. They are going to charge full price. So unfortunately, it is going to be expensive. But I'm coming around to the idea. I docked my Steam Deck onto my TV as a fourth console, and I've been playing some, less powerful Steam games on the TV, getting used to having it as my fourth console.
I mean, I'm a big PC guy. I used to play a lot of PC games, and on one side, I would say, hey, why wouldn't you just get the PC? But I do understand. Like I've been doing my light guns, and it seems to be like more of a Christmas time that I really play those things more than anything. But I really despise having those things on my PC. You know what I mean? So it's better to have a dedicated box that you can play those things, as opposed to having to share with your computer. So I get the ideal of that. I see they really promoting that, like someone says about the screen. Most consoles wouldn't have a screen, right? But with Steam Decks in their handhelds, they obviously have a screen. So they're on the advertisement, they was making sure to keep that on the bottom. Play it on your big screen, right? Bring your own TV. Basically, that's what you're saying with that. But I get that a dedicated console, a dedicated gaming machine should be on its own. But for that price, I think that is, time will tell whether the people love it or leave it.
The covers
So,
are 700 a piece too.
What'd you say, Brooklyn?
The little changeable covers are going to be 700 a piece.
I hope not.
But luckily, things like that, third party people could easily make skins and things like that. So
I'm designing a GameCube cover for the front.
Oh heck yeah, dude! That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
interested in
smart.
what kind of skins we can all do, or is it like vinyl, or is it printable vinyl covers, or like what can you exactly get these from? I'm pretty sure a bunch of people on Etsy are going to be selling all kinds of
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
going to be
sure.
like a whole secondary market.
3D
for these.
printers, it's going to be busy.
Let's go.
So, Meatball, one of the cool things is you don't need an expensive dock to actually dock your Xbox Frog Ally X to a TV. You can just get like, what is it? USB 3.0, I think it is, to HDMI converter, and then plug it into the TV from there, which is great. But I struggle because any TV I would plug this into is within an arm's distance of either a PC, which I can play my Xbox games on anyways, or it's in the main area where my actual Xbox Series X is. So I don't really need to put it in, but I guess I can use it for playing my Steam games through it. And it would work better than the Steam Deck. That's true. Anyways, this is the only thing that's announced that's really got me excited for this upcoming year. This is what I'm saving for. I'm in a big period right now where I'm not buying anything. I refuse to buy anything, but this is on my list. This is going to be a day one purchase when this is announced. Everything else is just paying off bills right now. I got mad at Mystery Encoder the other night because he showed me a hack for the WrestleFest cabinet. It was the last day that the $200 off was on the WrestleFest here in Canada. And I was like, come on, I need to buy something. I got that FOMO running through me. But he was like, nah, it's for the countercade. So and then I paid my bills instead of, being not responsible. So it is what it is. But I'm excited for this. I always get games on Steam, and then always find excuses not to play them. So this will, finally clear off a bunch from my backlog. And I got so much shit on Steam that I bought that I had no, reason to buy. Like over Christmas, I finally bought the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster on Steam, because I'm going to have time to play those, right? And I bought Lunar, the Lunar remake too. So
Lunar Moon, was it Lunar Moon, whatever?
Lunar and Lunar Eternal Blue, I think.
Yeah,
the two titles in the remaster.
I love those games too.
And I can confirm Mike does play the games because I see the notification on my Switch too. That he's online.
I've been playing a lot of Switch 2 recently because I got burned through Cyberpunk. That was $18 for Cyberpunk. $18.
Do you know I bought Cyberpunk when it first came out? Just before the I don't even think the PS5 was out yet, or they didn't have the PS5 version. So I have the PS4 version, but it does update to the PS5. It is the biggest freaking box set that I have ever bought in my life. It takes up literally half my closet. This freaking thing.
Oh, you bought like the collector's edition?
I bought the gigantic one. I did not realize it was that big.
CD Projekt Red, man, like if they do an expansion, you're getting an expansion. It's like a whole nother game. So I didn't burn through Phantom Liberty. I just started Phantom Liberty, and there's still some stuff I can do with Cyberpunk, but yeah, the best $18 I've spent on Switch in a long time. So very happy.
Yeah,
with
they
that.
screwed up. That was supposed to be The Witcher 3. They were supposed to put that discount on, and they put it on Cyberpunk. The only reason I didn't jump on it is because I already have it. I
already had it twice, but I never had the Phantom Liberty pack, so that's why I did it.
That's true. I don't have that either. So
it's
cheaper than buying. Yeah, it's cheaper than buying the expansion.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's all the console chatter. We're gonna move on to talk about probably the most exciting home arcade news from this past week. Are you guys ready? This is going to get wild. Basic Fun have announced a new cab. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arcade Classics Pac-Man Jr. series freestanding arcade game with 8-inch screen. I wish Nostalgia was still here because that's a man who loves his baby-cades. What'd you guys think of this when you saw it?
Why is that screen so tiny, man?
It looks like a cell phone holder.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
It looks like one of those Etsy home arcade cabinets that you put the Switch screen into.
It's like, why?
That's $329. Stop it.
That's the problem. So we knew about this. If you go back to the original pictures that were leaked from like the Toy Fair, all the leaked images that came from John D, all those images, they showed like this Pac-Man from Arcade Classics, and they showed like their own baby-cade version. So we knew they were doing a junior series, but of course they ditched the Slim series, and we didn't know whether or not they were going to do the junior, but they did it. My problem with it is if you look through this and you look through all the pieces to it, like it only comes with 3 games. You look at the dimensions. I'll see if I can make this big so everybody can see it. I mean, it's basically what this is. This is not like what Arcade 1-Up did with the baby-cades. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is a peasant cade. This is the Walmart Arcade 1-Up cabs. This is what you're getting here. It's a little bit shorter at 37.5 inches. It's a little bit less deep, so it's more like the classic SE, and it's a little bit less wide. But this is essentially a peasant-cade with, instead of a 17-inch screen, it has a 8-inch screen in it, but for the same price point. So you could go out right now and buy the Arcade 1-Up Classic SE, even though it's got a 16:9 screen. The playable area still going to be bigger than 8 inches, comes with more games, and it's a more substantial product. So I don't know who this product is for. I don't know what they were thinking, who they interviewed about this. Like, some kind of junior product around $200. Absolutely, people are going to buy it up. $329, you're fucked. There's no way anybody's buying this.
They only they only showed children in the picture, so that's what it's geared towards. But that's an expensive toy.
Yeah,
and that's even small for the kids. So,
but no parent in their right mind's gonna be like, I'm gonna spend $300.
No, I disagree. I mean, if you ever walk through a Sam's Club or Costco, there's a whole lot of products geared towards kids that are at that price range.
Well, yeah, but
so And I'll tell you, from this viral video from this week of 18 million in a couple of days, people love their Pac-Man. So there's no getting around that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
There's no getting around that. If they have these on the shelf at Sam's Club, Sam's Club's going to buy them and put them throughout the country at all their stores, and Costco saying they would sell. There's no doubt about it. Now, what people do with them once they get them, do they actually play them? We will never know because they'll be in their homes. But they would definitely sell. That is not an issue at all. Will it be people like us that have little home arcades? No, but the average Joe, they will buy this.
Always got to voice the reason.
Always just the reality of it. Whether it makes sense or not, they're going to buy it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you come into the right store, the problem is this isn't going to be in stores. This is only sold through Spreetail right now, like all the other Basic Fun products. So it's online only. In order for something like this to move, I think it really needs to have like a storefront presence. This needs to be the thing that's sold on like the shopping channel. You know what I mean? Like where old women are watching and then someone advertises this and they'd be like, oh, that'll be perfect for little Johnny. Or it needs to be in a store where it's advertised for kids, where some kind of grandma or grandpa will come in. It'll stroke their nostalgia of them playing Pac-Man and want to share it with their kids. That's how it will sell. But I've also got to admit, I have no clue how these businesses work. And like, I always sit here and always talk about, oh, I know what'll sell, but I don't. I don't. We'll talk about MyArcade later, and this is a $1 million thing. I look at something and I'm like, that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard. But you know, it'll probably sell like hotcakes. I have no idea what people are going to buy, what younger people are going to buy, what people are going to buy for kids. Me, knowing what I know, there's no way I would buy this for my kids when there's another option that's infinitely better right there with the Arcade 1-Up Walmart Classic SE cabs compared to this.
Gallagher guy's comment: is this thing made out of wood and not plastic like the other baby cades?
Yeah, it's MDF.
Oh,
yeah, that doesn't look like plastic. The only thing that would be fun about this, if I had kids that age, is I'd buy it and I'd make them build it and make a video out of it.
Fun idea.
You wanted it, you build it.
Yeah. But it definitely needs to be like
pointing at it and saying, "Mommy, this sucks."
But it's definitely one of those things that you want to be in storefronts and be like a live demo unit so kids could run up to it and play it. That way the parent is more like, all right, I'll get that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I know that Basic Fun have said to Spreetail they want their stuff in retail. In order for this to sell, this is something that needs to be in retail or needs to be on like HSN, QVC. I always forget because I'm in Canada, so we call it the Shopper's Choice. It used to be called the Shopping Channel. I just assumed you guys have a shopping channel in the U.S. I don't know, man. I'm fascinated with this. I like the 8-inch screen. Basically the exact same Peasantcade format that Arcade 1-Up does with their Walmart $2.99 cabs. The price point, I'm mystified. The only positive I can give them on this is, of course, they went with the correct screen orientation, and it's not cute, right? But
it gets the kids off. It gets the kids off my iPad. Go over there and play your Pac-Man. And the screen size is perfectly. They're used to playing on these phones now. Here's a different generation of kids. They're used to playing on phones and iPads. So that screen size for them is not. It's not.
Well, it has Galaga, so we know at least one person in this community is getting it.
He's already bought 4. No, he's actually busy. He's bought that hand job machine that they showed off at CES.
Oh, you got that too?
The handy.
I'm going to buy stock in that.
Oh, it's barely smaller. It's about 7 inches smaller than 7 inches less high than the Peasantcade, and it's about 2 inches less wide. It's pretty much right on par.
So
it's
in other words, you're saying put a G.I. Joe riser on it, and it's going to be a 3/4 scale arcade
with an 8-inch screen. So basically, it's Pac-Man, except it's got the Casino-Cade screen in it.
Jesus,
those are probably all the leftover screens from the Casino-Cade.
Whatever happened
No,
to the Wheel of Fortune machines? Are those still existing in people's homes anywhere?
Well,
I hadn't
Nerd
even heard
Lounge
of that
Master
thing.
just recently bought one.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Mike, we're being jerks because everything's not for us.
that's true. That's 100% true. That's 100% true.
Beautiful product for kids.
And you have a worldwide audience for it too.
Let's complain that it's not yellow.
Burnt Orange says, I think people have not come to terms with rising prices. Wait until you see what the next crop of basic fun arcades are listed at. You're not wrong. I know for a fact when Iconic Arcade comes out again, even though they make cost-cutting measures like getting rid of the 4x3 screen, going with the 16x9 IPS screen with some of it hidden, their cabs are going up maybe $100, $200. So I would expect the next load of Arcade Classics cabs to go up as well. It's one of those things where it's a dangerous time for the hobby because interest is not where it used to be. Like, this is not 2022. People aren't got the crazy FOMO for this stuff anymore. A lot of people have just kind of given up on it, don't really give a shit anymore. So it's a dangerous place to then be raising prices when demand is down. And I don't know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. We'll see.
And that's why if it's shaky, you make a Pac-Man. Because Pac-Man will sell no matter what. If it's on cereal, or on a shirt, on a poster, Pac-Man sells. So you wouldn't see this little tiny thing with many other things.
We're going to see one of these in the background of Gallagher Guy's setup, and it's going to be on a riser. So don't believe him when he tells you it's for his kids.
Anyways, I did, we did know this was coming out. We assumed it was canceled, kind of like the slim editions that Basic Fun were doing, but that's the first Basic Fun product of the year. But speaking of Basic Fun and a little bit more positive news, our good friends here in Canada, Buy Stuff Arcades, are trying to make some improvements with some of the Basic Fun products that came out. Of course, two of the cabs that unfortunately came out a little less than what people were hoping for, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, and Centipede. One of the reasons why people didn't like them was because they had those terrible TN monitors. Now, TN monitors can be very good. You get better response times. And I believe there's somebody, Rick Hitz, in the Canadian Facebook group, says the emulation for Return of the Jedi is better on a TN monitor than it is a BOE monitor, which is fine. The problem with the TN monitors is when they're edge lit instead of directly backlit. So these were edge-lit monitors. Basic Fun, they didn't know what they didn't know. Hopefully that's not a problem going forward. But Buy Stuff are now offering upgrade kits to 19-inch screens for both Return of the Jedi and Centipede. These also come with a little bit of a dimmer switch because apparently the PCBs were a little underpowered as well. Now, do you think this will make a difference for people getting either of these cabs, knowing there's an option out there to switch these out? Like, Brian, I know you know PD7. I think he upgraded all of his arcade 1-ups to 19-inch screen. It's from Buy Stuff Store. So I'm excited. I got mine shipped out today, so I should have it in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, and another thing is if you look on Facebook at like Basic Fun's actual Facebook posts, they're actually advertising the crap out of this too. Where they're saying we now have upgrades to our cabs where you can get 19-inch screens and that's pretty much all they really talked about.
Ooh, Basic Fun advertised Buy Stuff Store doing them as well. That's wicked.
Yeah,
it's a smart move.
Now,
you're saying, Mike, this will fix that haziness that you were seeing in yours?
No, I don't know about that because there's some other stuff. If you go to the Buy Stuff Facebook page, where they put their box in it, and even with the stock screen and their version of Star Wars, they were playing on it. They said the emulation on their version was even better than the stuff that was coming from the Basic Fun one with the stock screen. So unfortunately, I was really hoping it was a screen issue. It might just be an emulation issue. So we'll find out if the screen makes a big difference.
And then they had some kind of like firmware patch for it too, right?
I can't find it. Apparently, it's in the instruction manual. I got to take a look at that because I'm going to do that too. Everybody keeps saying there's a firmware update for it, and I've asked, what does it do? And no one can answer me.
The shields or whatever when you hit certain milestones.
Ah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never done one of these, right, Brian? Brooklyn, did you do a screen replacement for your iArcade through them?
I did.
Anything?
I put the buy stuff 19-inch in my gold because the screen went bad, and it's a really good screen, really good. I never really had. I know Arcade had like it was like hit or miss with the screens. My screens were great at all different viewing angles, but just the color contrast from the lights to the darks on the buy stuff monitor, and yeah, the view like viewing angles you can be on the standing on the side of your cabinet and it still stays the image still stays clear.
Now,
I
I'm sorry. I did do the 19-inch screen upgrade to my Terminator 2. It has the retro shooter sensors built into the bezel. So I did do that.
Now I have an opportunity to upgrade a screen. One of my favorite casts, my vertical Galaga, that's has all the games in it. The screen has gone bad. That was my second Arcade 1-Up cabinet. But when I got it, it had some pixels, a couple of bad pixels. So Arcade 1-Up sent me a new screen, and I never put it in. So I have no need to upgrade because I have a new screen sitting in the box. So I'm just going to put that screen in. But that would be my only real opportunity to, or need or justification to maybe upgrade. But I've been fine with the 17 inches. I had really had no desire to swap them out. Like I said, in this situation, that would have been a great time to do. And I work in IT and I donate monitors every year. I just so I could get a 19 inches instead of throwing it away. I just hadn't had any desire to do. They work perfectly. They look perfectly fine for me. And yes, if you view it from the side, especially on my Galaga, it doesn't look the same, but I can live with it.
I see a lot of people commenting on the price, and I always get that ick too. Whenever I look at buy stuff's prices, I'm like, oh my God. But at the same time, you got to realize, like, I mean, for a 19-inch BOE monitor, that's going to cost you over $100 alone. They do a bunch of work too. I mean, they come out with a bezel replacement because you can't just use the original bezel that was in there. It's not a screen that you put into the existing, so they give you a new piece of wood that goes in there. Yep. It's not as simple as, you just get a new screen. So I know the price is a bit much, but you got to take into consideration overhead, their work, plus materials when you're actually looking at that price. Not to defend them, but just to be honest, right?
No, it's not. It's not defending. Here's the reality of it. It's like with anything. If you can source your own monitor and create your own bezel and do all that, do it yourself. That's always going to be the cheapest way. Period. For most of us, we don't have that skill set to build these, to be able to buy something and it just fits and does what it's supposed to do. That comes at a cost, because if we could do it, it would definitely be cheaper, but we can't, and so we got to pay what the marketplace is. And again, this is not a mass-produced company where they're getting these things. These guys are building these things themselves and shipping out. So there's going to be a cost with that. Period.
Yeah, and now at the same time, like, if you've ever done mods with any of this stuff, all this stuff is fucking expensive. Like, if you buy a replacement marquee cover from Joe Zabo, that's over $100 for just like a slip-on marquee cover. So come on, guys, you're getting a screen ready to go.
Any year of your life.
Yeah. Anyways, also on top of this, they're doing some other things as well. You can also buy their buy stuff. Star Wars mod box is going to be ready for the basic fun kits. They've got the encoder box working now. So say, for example, you can't get an Arcade 1-Up Star Wars, but you really want to get their Star Wars mod kit box. You can now do that with basic fun. And they're also, I think they included with mine, just as a thank you for buying the screen, they put in the 7-inch riser booster as well. So of course, with this one, the yoke and control panel is about 4 inches too low compared to the Arcade 1-Up. So that riser booster is going to help as well. I've never used one before, but I think it's going to help out with this cab. Dragon's Lair probably needs one too, actually. Both those control panels are way too low.
Absolutely.
The risers definitely help. Are nice on my Star Trek. About the Star Trek, I'm saying Star Trek, Star Wars mod from Buy Stuff stores or Buy Stuff Arcade, whatever they call them. And the riser and the booster is awesome. I bought everything else and they threw in the riser for me, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it makes it look nicer. It's much taller. It's a nice setup with that booster.
Actually, instead of a riser booster for Dragon's Lair, I might finally talk to G.I. Joel about this. I've been playing with the idea of getting an inline, changing some of my old 3/4 scale cabs with risers out to his inline risers. So I would assume he makes a Dragon's Lair that'll add a couple extra inches too. That's something I would definitely look at buying from them. And there we see our buddies from Buy Stuff Arcades here in the chat. You guys owe me a royalty check. I was just defending your prices. Come on, guys, support me.
It's quality stuff, man. I got plenty of riser boosters from Buy Stuff, and then I did the retro shooter upgrade to the Terminator 2. It's hands down, it's quality stuff, man. Like I don't mind paying what I paid for that kind of stuff. It's been great and makes things so much easier. It's just plug and play.
Yeah.
At that point.
I was a little nervous when I first contacted him about getting a different screen. I was the same way as Burnt Oranges because I was like, I don't really want to put a 19-inch, in a cab that's meant for a 17-inch. But I'm sure once I do it, I'm going to want all my cabs to have 19 inches because I'm weird that way. But we'll see, man. I think it'll be fine. The fact that, like, if they didn't include, like, the replacement bezel, I'd be less interested in doing it. I'll tell you that.
For sure. I mean, have Tulsa arcades have always made those monitor inserts because it's necessary. If you change it out, it's not going to look right, and we'll be sticking together with sticky tape or something trying to keep it in there, and that's not good. So yeah. It's definitely helpful to have that as a complete assembly.
All right, guys, so the only other thing I really wanted to talk about tonight was, of course, MyArcade, the only actual arcade company. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll see if it's still up. It might not be, but give me 1 second. I'll talk about this first because this is not relevant to you guys in the States, but relevant to us here in Canada and to other international places. I don't know if you guys saw this piece of news, but it looks like, and we've been getting updates on this for a while, you can no longer buy At Games Legends Pinball 4K at the Brick here in Canada, who is the primary seller. And it looks like right now, internationally, At Games has basically pulled all their stock back and is selling to the U.S. only right now while they look at new international options. So if you were looking to get something here in Canada, or if you're looking to get something outside the U.S., might be a while before that happens. So what do you think about that? I always heard, like, back when I talked to PK Moore, he told me, like, Canadian business doesn't really amount to anything. It's like 3% of our sales. So I don't think it's a big loss for them. But, of course, for a community, it's a huge loss for us, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean the Canadian market clearly, all English-speaking countries, right? When you start talking about this in the U.S. is talking about these things. Obviously, the U.K., Canada is going to want to get those things if they're possible. Obviously, other countries will too, but a lot of these things are English-based. But yeah, Canada, the shipping to Canada has always been an issue, and it doesn't make sense because you guys ship to us not at the same rates. But shipping to Canada, it's just been ridiculous. I used to live in Canada. My ex-wife is Canadian. My boys are Canadian. But I used to live over there, and I would have my mail. Always worked here, but I lived there, and just to get my bills, my electric, my car bill and all those things to ship to Canada, just was always ridiculous. It's like, why does it take this long for stuff to come from Detroit to Windsor? You know what I mean? But the shipping from the States to Canada has always been the issue, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, you get into the At Games pinball at all? You had I saw you playing an ALU earlier, so I know you got an ALU.
Yeah, Mike, look. There we go.
There we go.
It's right behind me.
You never got into the 4K, though.
No, I didn't see the point because I already had every table on this, and I was like, I'm not buying them all over again, So
it was a steep pill. Like, everybody thinks I got all my At Games Legends Pinball 4K tables for free. I did not. When I got my machine, I rebought all the Zachariah and Gottlieb tables, and even then at discounted prices, it still cost me $500 US to replace them all. So I'm definitely in the camp where I'm like, yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't want to replace them all, 100%.
So, being that I used to work for At Games in their customer service department, the one thing that really, really sucked and I hate dealing with was international customers, because anytime somebody internationally bought a machine and something went wrong, we could not ship them the part. We could not sell them the part. We automatically had to say, hey, where we bought it from, you have to go through them. Well, they're like, well, I went through them and they told me they don't have that part. They don't do anything with that part. They have to get it from you, and that I have to get it from you. Again, sorry, man, I can't help you. We only sell to the US or ship to the US. You have to go through that company you bought for. So them doing this is actually a great idea, because that stops having those type of issues happen where you unfortunately have to tell a customer that lives, in Europe, sorry, man, I can't help you because for some reason, At Games does not supply to that dealer or that retail shop these parts, and they can't ship them to you anyway. So I think it kind of eliminates that issue a little bit for their customer service side stuff too.
Yeah, but Brian, how does that fucking help me?
No, it doesn't help you at all, man. It screws you over. I totally agree. But I'm just saying, like, any more issues, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it totally sucks, man. Like, if the brick didn't have if your play button goes out, you're screwed.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you lose the keys, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Speaker goes out, you're screwed, and that's unfortunate.
Well, that's the big thing I'm worried about now, especially the people that bought them recently. Like, if they have any issues, I know for a fact they have to contact the retailer, who then has to contact the Canadian distributor, who At Games did send parts out to. But if they don't have them, you're boned. I don't know what's going to happen. And there's definitely some kind of communication disconnect between At Games and these retailers about getting stuff back and forth. So, yeah, I'm very nervous about what this is going to mean for support, and I'm nervous about the future of being able to access At Games products here in Canada and other international people. I know Buy Stuff. I don't know what it's about either, but Buy Stuff and me originally were two people that took part in helping At Games originally get to Canada, because at the time they needed a retailer to bring the products in and they needed dedicated buys. So I helped. I went out and, basically through our Facebook groups, asked if people were interested, and then Buy Stuff did batch orders to get At Games in here originally. So I don't know what the holdup is. I don't understand the laws and the way that importing products works. I don't understand why they can't just sell to Canada. I don't understand why it has to be done through a third party.
Yeah. Complicated.
Unnecessarily so.
Yes.
Unnecessarily so. So anyways, that's the only At Game news we have. There is a little bit of Zen Studios news, which I'm hoping leads to At Games news. Zen did put an announcement today. They've got a Pinball Bites coming up in the next couple of weeks, and they're announcing 3 new pinball games. They didn't say Williams, so I'm not going to hold my breath on Williams, but it looks like we're getting 3 new games across all platforms. So for people who like playing Pinball FX VR, good news. For people who like playing Zen pinball games on At Games, hopefully, we'll see what happens.
And also Steam, right? The Steam people that have on their PCs and things like that.
Yeah,
right?
with the other options, I never play the games on my PC anymore. I'm always playing on something else. But yeah, for the people that play them on your PC or play them through cab through the PC, yeah, you can buy them on Steam as well, 100%. All right, MyArcade. Have you guys been following the MyArcade CES coverage? Brooklyn, how about you?
Yeah. I like the new handheld. That jukebox looks like something you'd see like when you're at the cash register, like next to the candy.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that, but I like the handheld.
So Gen X Grown Up has been at CES all week. He went the last couple of years. I think MyArcade actually flies him out directly as part of their team because he's always at their booth the whole time. He's been covering things. The first thing that, he really went in on and talked about this year was, of course, this, and I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about, the new Game Station Go they've got, the one that's partially Namco
and Capcom.
Yeah. So let me just bring this up for you guys. So this is the one that's Namco and Capcom. This one is more retro based. It has a 4x3 screen instead of the 16x9 screen that was on the last one. It has a spinner, no trackball on this one. It's got a turbo button down here. The buttons are going to light up to tell you which buttons work for which games. I don't know if he actually got it on at some point. It's going to have a variety of Capcom, Bandai Namco games. This is not something for me. I love the Atari one. I don't think this is my cup of tea, but what about you guys?
I would prefer this one over the Atari one.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it has Pico Interactive and it's rustling up your Evercade.
I'm already seeing a bunch of games that he just flipped through that I like. So this just has a better selection. Look, I'm so tired. Like Atari is killing it. I love what they're doing, but it's like, how many more ways do I need to play the same games that I already have, like on something else?
That's the thing. Yeah.
I love my Game Station Go from Atari because of the trackball and the spinner. It has those accurate controls in a handheld, which nobody else has ever done before. And those are older games that I'm not all familiar with, other than, being very young. And I did have an Atari 2600 growing up, but other than playing on the ACK games, I had no other way to play those games accurately. I love my Game Station Go, and I prefer the Atari one over this one because I'm going to have a hard time doing a Hadouken with this controller.
I don't like the dial pad controllers. I know they're kind of Genesis based, but they're not always better for games, in my opinion. I prefer like the normal 4-button directional where you don't worry about missed inputs because of the dial pad. What about you, Carl? Any thoughts on this?
This is my first time seeing this. I'm the whole time you guys were talking, I'm trying to look at and trying to consider why would I want this, and I just can't come up with a reason to have this handheld with those controls in this screen. I have no idea. I don't know how heavy it is, but it just I don't see any way I would enjoy this. Now, does this hook up to? It has HDMI out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can hook up to a big TV. I can probably hook some better controls up to it, I'd imagine. Is it so? It's essentially a console that you can just play handheld, but then hook up, sort of like a Switch, then, right? But
yeah, kind of like that. The Atari Game Station Go was the same way, so that's a benefit feature. And if you have no interest in the handheld, you can spend a little bit less. And they do have, because they have. I think you bought the MyArcade Atari system, right? You got that.
I got that for Christmas.
Yeah. So they've got another version of that one, except it's this basically. Okay. So it's a TV console you can buy for this as well if you don't want to buy the handheld.
And I don't play that Atari because those games I just don't. And I've modded it, so I have all the games on it. But it's just decorations on my shelf there. But I do like it. It's just I don't have that much time to play a whole lot of things,
Now I will say, for the people who have an Atari Game Station Go, it does have a micro SD slot. You can add these games onto it, and they will work.
Mm-hmm. But I will say, if I had the option to buy the Atari Go handheld and those games that I know of Atari, this game choice would definitely be a better choice for me. I would rather play these games than what Atari can offer. Period. So, like you were saying, chaotic. I grew up. I'm 59, and so I've played literally every console at some point in time my lifespan. It's just certain things I have zero interest. We talk about television. I say it's revolutionary. ColecoVision, Michael, I feel the same way because you had something that was similar to the arcade, the best you can get from home, and I enjoyed those at the time. But I have zero interest of playing any of those old Atari games. Short of, I still like playing my Asteroids and things like that. You know what I mean, from Atari. I love those games. But going back like to 2600, playing a ski, I played hours of that ski. I would never play it today. You know what I mean? It just, I have so many better options. I don't have that.
I know.
The nostalgia is not that strong in me to go that far back. I'm already going back for a whole lot of things. I don't need to go that far back to relive those things when I can relive things just a few years after that are much more enjoyable for me to play.
That's fair.
So what threw me off about this originally was the arcade, and I'm watching, this full video from John here now, going through a little bit more, and I'm watching him get into the console games, and this is where my opinion changes a little bit. I've got a Steam Deck, I've got a million other ways, but what I don't have, other than like the Hyperkin, Super Mega players, is I don't have a really good handheld with a 4x3 screen, and this has a huge 4x3 screen, and I'm looking at like all those Capcom console collection games, like all the Mega Man games and stuff like that, and I think that might pique my interest more than the idea of arcade. Like, I have no interest in playing arcade games on this. Like, I would rather play arcade games a million different ways than with this device, but those console games are interested in. There's a lot of really good like NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Bandai Namco, and Capcom games, of course, which could be on this. Plus, you can add more, so it might be interesting. It depends on how the emulations and controls are. I'd want to get my hands on it and play it, see how it is with the dial pad. But my interest is more than it originally was, thinking about more than just arcade games and thinking about the console games.
So this looks fun to play Mega Man X on.
Well, anything's fun to play Mega Man X on.
Yeah.
See, but Brooklyn's looking at this completely different. He's just looking at the Pico interactive games, and he's like, "Oh, Jaleco, Pico, I'm set."
Yeah, because I like Evercade. They have all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have all these games already anyway. But I like that they're doing more handhelds, in different styles other than just the Atari games.
Yeah.
I mean, handhelds obviously have a market. I mean, obviously we all can't always be sitting at our table, sitting at our cabinets, right? You know what I mean? Long car rides and things like that. You know what I mean? So it has a place, and I definitely agree that handhelds should be in your life somewhere. Whether this one is one, I would definitely love to see this if there was some place I could go and actually play with this thing.
Well, that's the thing. I want to try this out before I would consider buying it. And I think none of us are stupid. The reason handhelds have blown up in the gaming space was because, almost 10 years ago now, the Nintendo Switch came out, and everything was all about handhelds after that.
Yep. You're absolutely right about that.
Anyways, that's probably the biggest one they had to talk about. They had some other stuff too that not as exciting, but probably the most divisive thing that they actually showed. And Brooklyn mentioned this earlier, and I just can't wrap my head around it. And it'll probably be a huge, huge seller. But like, I can't imagine ever buying one. Is this jukebox player? Like, I don't get it. I love the idea of the jukebox. I love jukebox shit. I think that's really cool. I just don't get melding it with an arcade.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to buy one, you had no choice. It's this or that baby Pac-Man. Which one would you go for?
I'd buy this over the baby Pac-Man.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know. The buttons on this don't look too good.
Well, that's true. The buttons on this might not be too good. So this is the big one, because they've got a big one and they've got more of a desktop type one. But like, I think a MyArcade jukebox, kind of like Quarter Arcades is doing, would have been gangbusters. I like, the light up LED strip, but
yeah,
just don't get combining it with an arcade. I know Thumper Squid is liking it. Does it play Jukebox Hero on Startup? I'm not so sure about that.
All right, I would get this one now that I'm seeing the games list.
Brooklyn doesn't give a shit what it looks like. He's like, I'm just in it for the game.
And see that's just the reality of it. Unfortunately, Pac-Man sells. And if you'd have made this just a jukebox, if you'd have made it Dr. Do, Mr. Do or Dig Dug or something else as on the outside, it's just not going to move the same way a Pac-Man does. So I get why they do it, but this is horrible looking.
I like the bezel. It looks like a kid got wild with like the stickers and just stuck them willy-nilly everywhere.
And I see Mappy, so Gallagher guy's gonna be happy.
This is 100% what my son would design. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot take anything because I'm real particular, like OCD about my stuff, and all these things with these shiny tops. Like the second you touch it, there's fingerprints all over it, and then you go to wipe it off, and then it's all micro scratches all over it.
Now, see, why didn't they just make this into a jukebox where you could load your own MP3s or you could watch put music videos on it?
Well, that would
just be a light up jukebox.
Now that MTV is dead, maybe that they could bring it back with being able to put your old videos on it.
That's actually $1 million idea. I'd love to see someone release like a jukebox that has a screen that plays like old school like music videos and stuff like that. I think that's a great idea. But someone asked, "Does this have a speaker?" Excuse me. Does this have a speaker? Yes, it 100% has a speaker, and apparently the sound is really good from it. So it is a fully functioning like Bluetooth jukebox. It's just I don't get the combination.
Yeah, it's just not something you would expect to be playing music from, would display for music to be played from. You know what I mean? That's just lost. Other than having that glow LED, edge around it, it doesn't say jukebox.
But I'll go back to what I said earlier in the show when I was talking about the Babycade, and maybe that'll sell the Arcade One-Up or Arcade Classics Pac-Man Jr. I did a video on this, and I'm like, I don't get it, but this will probably be a great seller for MyArcade. This will sell like hotcakes. Somehow people will pick it up like crazy. I don't understand what sells. I don't get it. But
it has LED lights. Somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah. I wish you would have went into a game versus just looking at the menu the whole time. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Anyways, this is John's video. You can go see more coverage. John covered everything from MyArcade there. I just don't get it. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like the people at MyArcade are just sitting there like smoking blunts and being like, "And it'd be cool. We do a jukebox. It's also a Pac-Man."
Do it. What if it would have been cool if maybe the joystick or the control panel was detachable, so that could be a jukebox player. But then if you say, "Well, I kind of want to play some games on it," snap the control panel into it, then you can start playing games on it. That'd be kind of cool too.
What's next year? Wait, it's a claw machine, but you have to use the claw machine to try to move the controller to play the game. Let's go with it.
Let's go with it.
Yeah, it's two things that are definitely part of nostalgia, definitely part of growing up between the 60s to the 2000s, but I don't know if they mix. I don't get it. I'm sure a lot of people in the community love it. They think this is a great idea. Not for me. I don't think it's a great idea.
What's the thing on the tie? Is that the speaker right above the screen?
I think so. All I've seen on it really so far has been John's coverage, right? That's it. I haven't seen anything else. And that's the crazy thing. MyArcade was so good posting on Twitter last year about all the stuff they were showing off at CES and all their announcements. This year, there was nothing. There was no Twitter coverage at all. Pretty much the only coverage I've seen is Gen X grown-ups coverage on YouTube. That's it.
I mean, the screen looks crystal clear. I mean, it's a tiny screen. It looks to be the size of a countercade from Arcade One-Up, but a smaller screen, and it's compressed.
It's the same screen that's in the Pac-Man Jr. for $329.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, if they're going with the whole jukebox thing, the bezel should be almost like it's because the gaming is just you have it there. That bezel should be something integrated in that makes it look more like a jukebox instead of just all those sticker things all over the place.
I agree. But then again, MyArcade have never been great about their artwork or cabinet design or anything like that. That is not something you've never seen a MyArcade position.
Except for the pole position.
Well, even the pole position, the artwork is good, but the shape and everything is terrible. MyArcade have never been excellent with their form factors or anything like that. So I don't think anybody should be surprised.
Thank goodness you have third-party people that can make it look nicer.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why I always say someone can always improve on something if there's enough market for it. But I don't know how you can improve on this thing here.
Next year, we're going to have games on our fridges. That's the new thing. You're going to be able to play Pac-Man on your fridge while you're making dinner.
I've already seen that.
I know. Any final thoughts on this, guys? Anything from CES, from MyArcade that really stuck out to you? They did some more casino players, handhelds, more updates on their Sega, MyArcade stuff. Still unclear what's arcade and what's console, but this was the big takeaway. Their jukebox mega player.
Really, I think their best stuff are these handhelds they're doing now. But
Yeah,
um,
I agree with that.
all the other stuff look like knickknacks to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish they would go because I have their Star Wars, yes, Space Invaders. I have their Space Invaders and I have their pole position. I wish they would just make those look like actual cabinets
Yes.
because they're awesome. I think those would sell a whole lot better than these smaller versions for whatever reason they went with these shapes. But those are great things. If they were 1/6 scale, they look like a cabinet, even if they're all plastic, they would be a much better product for sure.
I think MyArcade, like I've said it in the videos I've done about it, if they just, modified their little handheld stuff to make it look more authentic, I think they would have a much stronger hold on the market than what they currently have. The fact that it's like Jerry Cummings from ThinkUp. Like if Jerry Cummings from ThinkUp had final say, Arcade 1-Up still would have been using the shark fins. Nothing would have changed. It's like he works for MyArcade and he's just like, now you guys are doing super. Keep putting it in the ugly, what do they call them? The fins that come out on the end on the marquees instead of it just being like a straight marquee. Like they could do so many little touches to make those products so much better. And it's like they refuse to do it. I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's a cost saving.
Yeah.
Stamp out the same shape and
100%. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Anyways, guys, I apologize, Brooklyn and Chaotic, if I bored the shit out of you, but it is what it is. I appreciate you guys coming on. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves and where people can see you? We covered it a little bit in the beginning of the show, but Brooklyn, you are pretty much all the time on your channel, random hours of the night with 100 people in Indonesia watching. Tell us more about it.
That only happened once. The rest of the time it's just me talking to myself. Let's not try to fool anybody here. I mean, people may have known me as Brooklyn Menace. My name's still Brooklyn, but my channel name has been changed to Gaming Menace. I just thought it makes a lot more sense for what I do instead of going by my gamer tag. Because if you don't know me and you see Brooklyn Menace, like what kind of channel are you gonna think it is? So I do a lot of edited videos. I used to do live shows, and I play games every night on like. It could be from retro arcades to the most modern consoles, VR. I do it all. And there's no issues on my channel. It's just, it's a drama-free environment. A lot of the same regulars show up every night. And it's just fun for me while I'm playing a game. People that stop in, we just, we talk and it's fun.
I still think you should have changed your channel name to BM Gaming.
I was going to change it to Mid-Roll Menace.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt, but I have to go start this raffle thing here to give away this Zotar.
Oh yeah, sorry, Carl. Sorry.
Here, so I got to roll here. If anybody's interested in getting that Zotar,
could I win it? If I can, I'm leaving right now.
Okay,
yeah,
Carl,
this show.
BM Menace is out of here. Really quickly, Chaotic, just say hello, who you are, and then Carl, you'll take us out. We'll get you out of here so you can do your raffle, buddy.
Yeah, guys, real quick, I'm Chaotic BPR. You know me from Arcades Anonymous on Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. Tuesday nights, I now am co-host with Rascal for that gaming show where we play with viewers and also do a little bit of news here and there that's worthy of it. And then Thursdays, I normally do my own live stream with half a dozen, where we talk about the latest act games released, pinballs and stuff like that. So hopefully that will come back soon. But check out my channel. Just recently did the X-Arcade haptics kit tutorial. I know a lot of y'all people are going to start getting shipment notices about y'all pre-orders coming to y'all. So I tried to make the tutorial as easy as possible to follow, so that you're able to do it confidently. So thank you all so much for checking out my channel.
Personally, guys, do me this favor. Check out both these guys. Honestly, two of my favorite people in the community. Completely drama-free, just fun, all about the games, all about having a good time. So if you will ever do me a favor, go check these guys out. That would mean the world to me. And Carl, with that out of the way, take us out of here and give away that Zoltar, brother.
All right, thanks. And thanks, Jason, the little alien, for putting in the link to it. All right, guys, we appreciate you. Hey, guys, we appreciate you guys, Menace and the Chaotic, for co-hosting today. We appreciate you guys. Stay drama-free this year. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Later, guys.
See you guys.
Ooh, thank God Curl's gone. Now, Brooklyn, we can get to the real show.
Let's go,
What's
baby.
Up with the
Did you see
night,
I did a video the other day of buying
did.
an iArcade in 2026?
I was going to do the same video 2 years ago, why I bought an iArcade in 2024, and then never got around to doing the mods, so I still haven't done it. And I was like, he stole my bid. All right, good night, everybody.
Later.